Panthers should crush the Giants. I gave this team too much credit. What the fuck was that? No time for a normal intro, no time for any of that, hey. No. What the fuck was that, Panthers? I am serious. No. You know how I said in the beginning of the last video that if we lose this game, now is the time to panic? Now is the time to panic. Because holy shit, that was a terrible display of football, and I'm not even sure if we even allowed to call ourselves professional anymore. Like, seriously? Only putting up 3 points and then letting up 25? I gave us a 31-7 prediction last game because I believed in us so much. But no, apparently my belief is misput. Like, good God, it was a terrible game. Like, it's so bad that my camera won't even focus on my goddamn face. Before I have an aneurysm, we're just going to go straight into the stats. Sam Darnold, 6 for 16 completions out of 25 attempts, only 111 yards and 1 interception. He was eventually benched in the fourth quarter for PJ Walker, who had 3 completions for 14 attempts and 33 yards. So, yeah, what the fuck? 1, I still believe in Sam Darnold. I'm giving him this entire season to prove himself. It is not Sam Darnold's fault at all about the fact that his receivers can't catch and that Joe Brady is not ready for a, I would say, NFL level job. He looked great last year, but I don't know where those plays are. Where are the trick plays? Is it just because we don't have Curtis to be like a de facto running back out of a jet sweep that we can't do anything anymore? Like, holy fuck, do something. But yeah, of course, this is going to be now calling all for, Sam's head, all that. It's not Sam's fault completely. Is he playing bad football? Yes, but he's a young quarterback. He can continue to learn in this new system. I feel like along with many other fans, got too excited at the beginning of the year for the hot start when we were just coming back down to earth about what type of team we really are. I expected us to take another year to get to good again. And it looks like I was right the first time, and I shouldn't have given this team too much credit to start winning now, because we are now 3-4 on the year and lost to the goddamn New York Giants. When it came to Panthers rushing stats, Chuba Hubbard had 12 carries for only 28 yards. Royce Freeman had 3 for 18. Why aren't we using Royce Freeman more? That's my question. And then we had Phillip going for 1 for 13, and then Shi Smith had a rush for -3 yards. On the receiving side of things, DJ Moore, 6 receptions for 73 yards, once again topping our receiving chart. But guess what? None of the other receivers did goddamn shit, because our next highest receiver is Chuba fucking Hubbard. You know the main knock on Chuba Hubbard is the fact that sometimes he has problems dropping the ball? But no, he had 4 receptions for 28 yards. Keith Kirkwood had 3 for 16, Robbie Anderson had 3 for 14, Tommy Tremble had 2 for 12, and Royce Freeman had 1 for 1. After that, it was just drop. And on the defensive side of the ball, the defense was the reason I thought we were going to win this game. Because of the fact that who did the Giants offense have to play? Most of their starting weapons were injured during this game. This should have been a blowout. This should have been we should have at least been able to put enough points on the board that we could beat them even if they got a touchdown. Maybe 2. But no, our offense did not jack shit, and the Giants defense absolutely shit-stomped them. And the defense couldn't stop Daniel Jones when he's using his 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string receivers. I have so much faith in this team that it can do better, and that is why I'm so angry. Because I know this team has more potential, but it's not being realized. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if I'm putting too much faith in what are actually bad players. I genuinely think that Sam can do good. I genuinely think that Chuba Hubbard can do good and stuff like that. I feel like that for some reason, who knows, coaching, players, whatever, we're not realizing full potential at all. Not even close to it. We saw it in weeks 1 through 3, but since then, nothing. Nada. Not a damn thing is happening here. Going over to the Giants stats, we let Daniel Jones have 23 completions out of 33 attempts, so only 10 incompletions. That means he had 203 yards and 1 touchdown, and guess what? Dante Pettis even had a throw and was completed for 16 yards. Guess who that throw was to? That throw was to Daniel Jones. Yeah. We used to make good trick plays like that. What happened to that, Joe Brady? What happened to that? When it came to rushing, they didn't do too much rushing on the ground that it really was meaningful when it came to one person, but they had lots of rushes coming from a lot of people. That does end up adding up. That being Devontae Booker having 14 carries for 51 yards and 1 touchdown, Daniel Jones carrying it 8 times for 28 yards, and Elijah Penny carrying it 9 for 24. Now receiving. The Giants receivers core is just so battered up that is why I thought the defense would be able to carry it. but it really just shows how much the pass rush was carrying the Panthers defense for the first 3 weeks. Because it shows here that our secondary is shit. It is just plain bad. Like, Jeremy Chin is not playing nearly as dominant as he was in his rookie year. So he may be having a little bit of sophomore slump. He'll probably come back in his junior. I hope so. Just our corners in general are not doing much. Stephon Gilmore did not play this game. He was expected to come back this week, but he was just not physically ready. So he'll probably be playing against whoever we play, I forget, the next week. But when it came to stats for the Giants receivers, Darius Slayton had 5 for 63, Evan Ingram had 6 for 44, Dante Pettis had 5 for 39 and that 1 touchdown. John Ross had 2 for 27, Daniel Jones had that 1 for 16, Devontae Booker had 2 for 15, Kyle Rudolph had 2 for 8, and then Colin Johnson had 1 for 7. Also, he spells his name with 2 L's. That is wrong. And then the Giants defense. The thing that I was really, I said, I gave the offense too much credit. I shouldn't have said 28 or 31 points because it is true that it was the offense on the Giants side of the ball that was more injured. So I got a little bit wrong there. They did have a pretty alright defense, and it wasn't too much. I just thought because James Bradbury was having one of the lesser seasons of his career that he wasn't gonna be too much of an impact. But no, he ends up getting an interception. So yeah, woo! In team stats, we had 173 yards and they had 302. We had 117 passing yards, they had 199. We had 56 rushing yards, they had 103. Yards per play, we had 2.8 and they had 4.5. In first downs, we only had 11, they had 23. In third down efficiency, we were only 2 for 15, they were 7 for 16. In fourth down, we were only 2 for 4, they were 0 for 1. So we did better there, but guess what? Not really, because if you have to go for 4 times in fourth down, you lost that category. You lost it. That's just how it is. Total plays, 62 to their 67. Sacks allowed. We allowed 6 sacks in a day and only got 2 sacks on Daniel Jones. Punts. We punted 7 times. There are 5. For penalties, we had 7 penalties for 37 yards. They had 8 penalties for 60. Fumbles lost. No fumbles lost at all between the teams. But we threw 1 interception. They threw 0. And time of possession was dominated by the Giants because we had 25-25 to their 34-35. This was an absolute shit show by the Panthers. I'm sounding like a stereotypical fan who's just going to get riled up after losing, feeling like it's the end of the world. I'm not. I'm just upset because I just got back from work, just got out of my uniform, put my OCPs away, put on my Panthers gear, and I wanted to sit down and see the score, and I've come back after missing the game, which already puts me in a sour mood. Camera, fucking focus on my face, please. Hello. I'm back here. Anyway, I come back. I just want to sit down, enjoy. I'm about to go out with a friend tonight and enjoy some food. Want to have a nice night, but no. I come back and see that the Panthers are shit stomped by a team that they should have ultimately beaten easily. This is not a good thing at all, but I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm just going to fucking not become a Panthers fan, because here's the thing for anyone who is like, oh my god, they're so trash, how can I ever root for this team? It's like, fuck you. You're not a good fan, and we don't want you here in the first place. If you can't stick with a football team when they're going through hard times, then you don't belong being an NFL fan. You don't belong watching football, because that's a part of this fucking game. Yeah, my team's going through a hard time right now. Yeah, I decided to make a channel for a season that's, started off hot, I was all happy about, and it ends up going to the dumpster fire. But guess what? I'm still a goddamn Panthers fan. I will always be a goddamn Panthers fan. I was born in Charlotte. I lived in the Carolinas all my life, and I love it here. I love the team. I will be a Panthers fan until I die. I know that because I have loyalty. If you can't deal with your team hitting a hard spot, you have no loyalty. And we don't want you in this goddamn fandom. We don't. We just don't. You don't deserve to be in a fandom. You don't deserve to be enjoying such a great a game as football if you can't stick through your team through tough times. If you can't stick by your players through tough times. Yeah, we're hitting a pretty bad slump. We got fired up at the beginning of the season thinking we were going to be great, and now we're going to be back down to earth. But guess what? We can build our way up again. You just have to have some goddamn patience. Anyway, that's all I have for today. It was a terrible loss. We shouldn't have lost this game. All kudos to the Giants for shit stomping us. It was a great team win for you guys. That's all I can say. You deserved it.